Hey everybody, Jangro here. Welcome back to my Mastering Mechanism series. Today we are going to talk about evaporation towers. Now they are critical for progressing into mechanism further, helping us produce brine and lithium, both of which are crucial for next steps in mechanism. I've got the smallest possible evaporation tower right here behind me. In this episode, we are going to create maximum output evaporation towers for both brine and lithium, propelling us into the next stage in mechanism. Stick around. Please give me a few seconds to thank our sponsor, Apex Hosting. If you're tired of the hassle of self-hosting Minecraft servers, dealing with performance issues, or port forwarding, Apex has you covered. With one-click modpack installations, you can have incredible packs like Valhelsia 6 up and running in under 5 minutes. It's that easy. Apex takes the pain out of server setup so you can jump straight into the fun with your friends, and if things go wrong, their support is available 24/7 to keep the game going. If you do check them out, please use my link, jangro.com/apex. That supports the channel. Thank you for your support. All right, so as I mentioned, this is a minimally sized evaporation tower. I'm going to build a full multi-block later, but I just wanted to give you an idea here. It's a 4x4 structure, and the bottom layer needs to be solid. It has to have one thermal evaporation controller and at least 2 thermal evaporation valves. They can't go on the edges, they have to go on the sides. That's basically how this works. If we put the last block down, we see this red particle effect. The reason that the top row is missing corners, those are optional, only on the top row, and we can put advanced solar generators on those. We pipe water in or brine in, and if we pump in water, this fills up and creates brine. And if we pump brine in, it creates lithium out of the brine. If we look inside of the controller here, we can see the temperature. There's 2 basic factors that dictate the output of the thermal evaporation plant. That's height and temperature. 3 is the minimum height, 18 is the maximum height, and the temperature comes from the biome we put it in. We're in a plains biome right now, and so we're seeing this as its temperature. Let's cycle through the units here. So it's 25 degrees Celsius, 77 Fahrenheit, 298 Kelvin. If we put this in a warm biome, like a desert or a savanna, or even the nether, since that biome is warmer, we'll get a higher base temperature. Let's see if we can just pump some water in here. I've got some water right over here. Let's just see what happens here. This is temporary. I'm just testing this out. I have not actually filled this up with water yet. Okay, it is now full of water and it is working. Are we getting no production here? Is the temperature just too low here in this plains biome? Let's go grab a couple advanced solar generators and see. Okay, if we put advanced solar generators on here, that will give us more temperature, and it is producing now. So we couldn't produce anything at the environmental temperature here in this plains biome. And maybe my altitude matters, but I don't think so. We can put down 3 more advanced solar generators on here, but we're going to do this elsewhere, so I'm not going to do that right here. But just to round things out, let's a pipe and a tank on this valve. And I guess maybe I need to configure this to pull. Let's put this into fluid mode, shift right click, pull. There we go. Now we've got brine filling up our ultimate fluid tank. So there's a basic brine setup. Before we get too much farther, let's take a look at these blocks themselves. There are 3 basic blocks for this multi-block. There's the thermal evaporation controller. The recipe for that is thermal evaporation blocks and some advanced control circuits. These blocks come from lots of steel. The valve is more blocks and advanced control circuits. So a ton of iron to make this. I'm not even sure what the math is, but so it might be upward of 1,000 iron. I'm just doing quick math in my head. 1 full height tower needs 3 full stacks of these evaporation blocks. 4 times that, 12 stacks of iron just for the blocks. And what's 12 times 64? That's like almost 800. And with the other blocks, yeah, we're pushing 1,000 iron for this. So you definitely need to get your iron production game down to make just 1 tower, and we're going to make 2. Okay, so I've got a savanna biome right down here, and I made another baby-sized evaporation tower just to compare the temperature. And if we look at this one, we're getting 330 K, 56 Celsius, 134 degrees Fahrenheit here in this biome. So we are in a savanna, just barely. which seems like a pretty good place to build this. I've got some natural water that I can use to pump into this. The other thing I wanted to test, as I mentioned in the last episode when we were talking about quantum entangleporters, is to check out the nether as a potential place. As I was saying, the nether is another potential place to build one of these towers. But between the bone serpents and other hazards, I'm not sure this is such a great idea. But let's quickly look. The temperature is the same. 330 Kelvin. 330 Kelvin here in the nether. I did some experiments with this here too. I made it higher just to see if that affects the temperature, which it doesn't. And I also just poured lava around it to see if the lava would help. So building this tower like down inside the lava ocean also wouldn't help. It's truly just biome specific. So yeah, I thought it would be fun to build this here in the nether, but the bone serpents have convinced me otherwise. Not to mention these guys. Always got to try to go for a gas tier. Atomic Disassembler, Refined Obsidian Sword with Looting 3 combo usually results in some good gas tiers. Okay, let's tear this apart with a wrench and make 2 full-sized evaporation plants. So I've got at least 6 stacks of evaporation blocks, bunch of controllers, and plenty of valves. Some entangleporters, some tanks, some pipes, I think. And in my backpack, I've got lots of solar generators. I think I've got everything I need here. And I'm just going to build this kind of close to the water here. And I want to make sure that we are inside a chunk with the whole thing. So let's... The bottom is 4x4 solid. And then the whole thing is 18 high. Wow, that is tall. All right, let's make sure. So this is 2 so far. 3, 4, 5, 6, 16, 17, 18. I'm just going to fill in the whole thing with these evaporation blocks and then replace them with the other types of blocks as after it's all built. Okay, now we want a controller right here. Even without the valves, it is a fully formed 18 high evaporation plant. Perfect. All right. So let's put a valve over here, and we'll put a valve on the other side. Actually, we'll do a valve on the back. This is where water will come in. This will be our brine. This will be our brine production. So brine's going to come out here. And it's going to go into and it'll go into our tank right here. I'll build that one off camera. Let's get the brine working in this one. So we do need a quantum entangleporter. We've got almost 3 stacks left, so I think we're in good shape. I'll use an advanced mechanical pipe here just to speed up our water a little bit. And put the pump right here. Right, this pump had lava in it, so let's break these. There we go. We're making brine. That pump just had a little bit of electricity in it. That's why it was working. So we need a quantum entangleporter over here. We'll give this a name, evap plant. And now I need to get some power over here from the base with another quantum entangleporter. And we'll connect the power up when we get back. All right, let's put this right here. Connect it to the evaporation plant. Set. And the top input for power. And it is getting power. Now we could run water from here instead of getting it from that pond down there. You can only put one fluid and one gas inside an entangleporter, I think. So maybe we'll save that to bring some brine back. All right, now we need power. This entangler porter does have power in it. We just need to set this side for power with the energy, left output, eject on. Our pump is now getting power and is pumping water. Perfect. All right, let's watch. See, now we are certainly limited by the amount of water we're getting in. I did bring some speed upgrades. Let's put some speed upgrades in this pump. We'll just add the 4. Is it getting ahead now? It is not getting ahead still, but it will as soon as the brine fills up. Okay, we have brine production even without any additional heat applied. Okay, so once we add the solar generators up top, we're going to be able to produce much more. I think we're still limited now by our water input, but we'll address that afterwards. We'll see how this goes. We could also add a resistive heater to this, which uses fuel or power to generate heat, which we need to pump into another valve. Okay, I'm going to build this tower and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm almost done with the next plant. I didn't quite have enough blocks, so I just added some more valves, which I did have several more. And I stole the top corners, which don't affect the construction. Ah, missing one block right there. And one right there. All right, let's add one more valve. Replacing these blocks, we don't lose the contents, thankfully. All right, we needed one more. Oh, one more from right here. This should do it. Yes, there's the particles we're looking for. And now we can pipe brine into this one and pull it out. And that is putting brine in here, and we're getting liquid lithium. Put another tank right here with a pipe. And now we're getting liquid lithium into this ultimate fluid tank. I don't think we need these just yet, but let's put our solar panels up here. At the very least, they look cool. And there is our lithium production. Now, instead of 12 millibuckets per tick, we're getting 81. And the temperature's going down because it's nighttime. And we're using up the water much faster than we are producing it. So we could add some more pumps. Okay, let's go back and sleep and add some pumps. And we'll also take a look at the resistive heater and see how much we can improve our production. These plants do look really cool. Okay, so I've got some more pumps. Universal cable. Five more pumps. With mechanical pipes. We can upgrade those. I brought some alloy. Our water is still not coming in fast enough. Some energy upgrades and some speed upgrades on these. And let's upgrade these pipes just to make sure we're getting maximum throughput from the pumps. Okay, so with 8 upgrades, with 8 speed upgrades and 1 energy upgrade in each, we are exceeding the water. We're exceeding the water burn rate. Let's put down a resistive heater. Which we pull out with a thermodynamic conductor. Okay, so we're getting, our temp is 1.57 kilokelvins. And now we've gone up to 4 and climbing. I think this is working. And we can increase our usage like this, 100, which is going to use a heck of a lot more power. We've got max temperature. Perfect. So was that at 40? So what this will do is keep it going at night when the sun goes down and we don't benefit from the solar generators. Wow. Okay. Well, we've got basically a bucket per tick of production. Meanwhile, our brine production is a half a bucket per tick. We can upgrade this pipe, get the brine out faster. Well, you can see that we can keep adding speed upgrades to the various things. We could increase the size of this pipe, which could be bigger. We can upgrade that pipe, which isn't going to help us at all. Upgrade all of our things here. Oh, wow, that went from white to red. That's really cool. Our temperature should be rising now. But our lithium is full, so we're not producing anymore. Now that we've got brine and lithium, we can move on to ore quadrupling because we need brine for that. And lithium is going to be used for this lithium dust, which is used to make the induction cells, which is for storing energy. They're also used in our mecha suits and upgrades. We are on our way. All right, there you are. There's our fully maxed out evaporation plants. The inputs are not fully maxed out, so we can still get some efficiencies there on creation, but I'm not sure how much brine and lithium we are actually going to need. So we'll wait before we upgrade these things any further. All right, that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I appreciate you.